Hello, this is CNN Student News. I'm your host, Carl Zoo. Today we'll be talking about issues in the workplace, issues in society, issues in the environment, and issues in politics. The first issue we'll be covering will be problems in the workplaces, more specifically factory workplaces. Workplaces in factories are so bad that one worker has stated that life in a factory is perhaps, with the exception of prison life, the most monotonous life a human being can live. Wow, working in a factory must be pretty bad. We have Brian Fontana here to go more in depth with this issue. Hi, Brian.
Oh, hi, Carl.
Now, Brian, what types of risks do factory workers have to go through?
Well, Carl, there's been quite a few. Sharp blades have been a big threat to meat packers, while workers in textile factories have been practically plagued with corn dust. Another big problem that workers in close-quarter factories have been experiencing is fires.
Well, Brian, wasn't there just recently a fire in New York City?
You're right, Carl. The fire at the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory was a tragedy. 145 workers were killed due to insignificant fire safety.
Perfect. Thanks, Brian.
No problem.
Now on to our second issue, problems with the environment. Just recently, people have noticed how much we've been harming our environment. Some of this is due to a statement left by Frenchman Alexis de Tocqueville. He noted that Americans seem to think nothing of remaking nature for the sake of progress. He then observed that in the process of building towns, they could destroy forests, lakes, and rivers, and not see anything astonishing in this at all. What's your take on this, Brian?
Well, Carl, he does have a point. Not only have we done a great harm of damage to our environment by destroying forests, lakes, and rivers, we've also have done a significant amount of pollution to our air and water. I mean, just recently we have gotten reports from New York City that the air has smelled like sulfur, ammonia, and kerosene. Also, in some cities, it has been reported that household sewage and industrial pollutants were simply released into nearby water sources.
Wow. How can we be so careless? Everything we do to the environment will in turn affect us. Which brings us to our next issue, problems in society. One major problem in society would be the living conditions of the so-called slums. Densely packed apartment buildings which usually house 4 families on each floor. To make it worse, poorer neighborhoods which usually contain slums suffer problems from poor sanitation. Another big problem has to do with unsafe products. Brian, can you further elaborate on this subject for us?
Sure. Well, for starters, a big meat problem has recently been exposed by muckraker Upton St. Clair. He elaborated this problem in his new book, The Jungle. In his new book, he talks about unsanitary conditions in meat packing plants. He also talks about the toxic chemical preservatives which contaminate canned foods.
Wow. Remember telling me not to eat any meat for dinner, would you?
That makes 2 of us.
Finally, we've come to our last issue, problems in politics. Recent problems have also emerged due to a book, specifically The Shine of the Cities. What do you know about this book, Brian?
The Share of the City by Lincoln Steffens is an amazing book. In it talks about politicians accepting bribes, and rigging elections by political machines. It's pretty much the whole enchilada. Corruption in city governments.
Well, there you have it. I'm Carl Zeus.
And I'm Brian Fontana.
And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.